Yo, what's up guys, it's Zealous. So today we're going to be looking at some eBay sales. I thought it'd be a pretty good idea to see what the eBay market's looking like since the announcement of our new headcaster, Zack Browning. But first I want to say thank you guys for all the support on my most recent video. I really didn't expect it to do as well as it did, but I'm glad it was well received. Also, I know that Zach and Nick did a live stream. I plan on covering that sometime next week, maybe during a live stream or something. But today we're gonna cover the eBay sales. So to start out with, we had a Bloody Mary from the fan art set sell for $18.99. I really look forward to our fan art contest that we have coming up. It's going to be cool to see what our community comes up with. Next, we have something that I'd love to see from the new MetaZoo. We had some Spirit Tower dice sell for around $12. I learned playing the new MetaZoo game that on each card, there's like a lot of counters, a lot of dice involved, so I'd definitely love to see some new MetaZoo dice pop up. Moving on, it looked like someone was doing a Disclosure 2.0 buyout. They were buying packs, singles. Maybe they're getting ready to build their deck. I heard that the Flatwoods, the Disclosure 2.0 Flatwoods was pretty broken. I sold one probably 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago, and the prices definitely went up since I sold it. We had a Disclosure 2.0 pack sell for $24 or $19. I'm not sure. I'm going to assume the 19 with the coupon. A card that I think is going to be a sleeper sold. The Dynamic Deck Mothman sold for $14.99. I don't have one of these personally, and I know whenever you're opening the dynamic decks that it's not guaranteed what you're going to get, so you kind of got to pull it. Yeah, I think those are going to do well in the future. There was a Familiar with a Caster Cup stamp. That's pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to bring back the Caster Cup stamp. Maybe with the client exclusives, I don't know. It ended up selling for around $10. I haven't seen a Caster Cup pack sell in quite a while. One of the most rare MetaZoo packs sold for $800. I think that there's a one-of-one Collecticon stamp in this pack. I'm not 100% sure. These packs, they weren't really labeled. You kind of just, there's not a lot of videos on them either. Some of them have a black border with a Collecticon stamp, and those are like one-of-one. Some packs ended up having like 2 samples. If someone can leave a comment down below as to what this one has in it, I'd appreciate it. We had a PSA 10 Kickstarter Bigfoot sell for a best offer of $300. Those sat on eBay for a while. Like, they sat on eBay for a while. No one was really interested, but I'm assuming that it was one buyer that just came and kind of picked up some things that they wanted. But there was also a Loveland Frogman Kickstarter PSA 10 that sold for $150. A best offer of $150, which that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. Then there was the big boy, Full Hollow Mothman Kickstarter PSA 10, sold for $7.99. I don't think it was a best offer. I think it was a buy it now. Also, there was a PSA 10 CN1 Mothman that sold for $119. Buy it now. Something I've not really seen since the new MetaZoo came around is their magazines being graded. They're pretty cool, but there was a CGC 9.6 that ended up selling for $50. There was a PSA 10 Native Wendigo that sold for $150. Buy it now. I wish I had more of these. I only got one, and I want to say I paid $30-40 somewhere in there for it. There was a Pele Hidden Rare that sold for $100 plus shipping. If you guys know anything about New Zoo, these hidden rares are pretty freaking hard to hit. So $100, about the price of 2 booster boxes. Even, yeah, Torrential Tides were out $40-50. I don't think you're going to hit a hidden rare in 2 boxes, but if you do, you're pretty lucky. Right after the announcement that alt boxes were being discontinued, there was a couple that sold like back to back. There was a Poncho box that sold for $850, and then there was another one that sold for right around $1,000 shipped. I don't know if you guys keep up with the alt boxes, but they really aren't popping up that much. Since my last eBay sales video, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a single Jet Yates box has popped up. Rat King, the King of Rats, ended up selling for $14. I remember seeing some people, I think they paid like $200-300 whenever Gwoat first started liquidating these, and then they just kept coming and coming. That's what she said. Yeah. I don't even own a single rat. A PSA 10 version of Blood Ruby, or if you want to go by the sample name, Dark Crystal, ended up selling for a best offer of $375. PSA 10 sample. Not many of those. And also, one of my favorite cryptids, Chupacabra classic. So many people know it. A lot of people love it. Not crazy how the new zoo made it look, if I'm being honest. I'm not a big fan of the new Chupacabra. Bring back the old one. Anyways, PSA 8 sold for $150 OBO. It's not a bad deal. 150 bucks. I remember the days whenever I first started looking into getting samples. Samples like the Aura generator was, I want to say, like 500 bucks. And that's raw. It wasn't even graded. Something I think a lot of people might regret not picking up. Secret Shadows. A whole case went for $850. Since release, it doesn't really seem like this set has went down that much. Maybe a little bit, you know, you might have found a deal here and there. I know that Best Buy actually has some boxes on their site that was like 60 bucks. That was the best deal I seen, and they went pretty quick. But yeah, $849 for a wholesaled case, chance at getting an alt box. Pretty solid in my opinion. And it makes me think about when Zack did say that he's going to be doing a smaller print run than Secret Shadows. Wonder how that's going to go. There was a Van Meter Visitor alt art from the UFO Pen Club that sold for $19, but if I was going to get it shipped to me, it would have been $26 for the shipping alone, so I'm not sure if the person had to pay the $26 shipping or if they got it for the 19 bucks and the PSA 10, that's a freaking steal. And finally, there was a 101 that sold. They was asking $100,000 their best offer. I think that's kind of just like a flex number just to show that you got it. But the Aura generator with a Collecticon stamp. I really like those Collecticon stamps. I hope that MetaZoo brings that back in some form. But yeah, 1,300 bucks for this card raw. Not exactly what I'd be wanting to pick up for 1,300 bucks. I'd probably be focusing on those alt boxes personally, but what would you guys do? One of one Aura generator or alt box? Yeah, kind of a short video, not really as in detail as I usually go, but I wanted to try to be more consistent. I wanted to put out a video before the holiday weekend. I'm going to be going down south and spending some time with some family. Probably get back on the grind. Not probably. Definitely get back on the grind after the weekend. Take a little break, you know. And next week should be looking pretty bright. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you picked up anything I talked about. Happy holidays. Yeah. I love you guys. See you next time. Peace out.